All right, we got to move on. Got no more use for this game. Let's get this Denver Chargers game out of the way. We'll get to the other stuff. Broncos 24, Chargers 7. Broncos moved to 7-6. Chargers moved to 5-8. And perhaps more importantly, Justin Herbert has broken a finger on his other hand. So he's now broken his
throwing hand
on his left hand, but now his throwing hand and his sounds like he's going to be out for the season.
Yeah, index finger.
Kind of important.
Yeah, for throwing a football.
So Chargers, rough season, gets even worse. They're 5-8, and a guy, forget it. Easton Stick is taking over.
Yeah.
He's hockey equipment. Easton Stick. Just saying. Easton Stick, who's has about 1,000 preseason dropbacks in his career, is now going to be probably starting going forward here for the Chargers.
Yeah, sometimes the backup quarterback is a very different style to the starting quarterback. Like when Jake Fromm was backing up Josh Allen, you're like, how does this even function? Like, these are completely couldn't be further apart in terms of skill sets, style, everything is different. Easton Stick is like a bad tribute band to Justin Herbert. It's like the same idea, big, tall, rocket arm quarterback, just without any of the thing that made the starting guy special. Yeah. It's AC/DC, but with none of the AC/DC people. Just people playing guitar riffs and try to, pass themselves off as AC/DC.
So that's what we're getting for the last 4 weeks of the year here. With
Easton Stick running the Chargers offense. What could be better?
I mean, so Stick has been around for seemingly forever. I mean, because we watch preseason games. He
hasn't been around that long.
I swear, for the last 6 years, I've been watching him in August. He's got 1,000.
He was drafted in 2019.
Yeah, well, he's got to have preseason records or something.
I don't think he has.
Has to.
I think you have a disproportionate view of how much football Easton Stick has played.
He's played a lot of preseason football. Anyway, Broncos win the game. So early on, Herbert gets sacked 4 times on just 21 dropbacks, I believe it was. And the Broncos were doing a great job just killing the Chargers' pass protection. Had an unblocked rusher over and over again. And that ended up being what got Herbert hurt, man. The pass protection was bad on a couple, but there was Jaquan McMillan came in free. Alex Singleton won a block, got through free. Josie Jewell comes unblocked on the play that I think ended up hurting Herbert. The Broncos just killed the Chargers' protection schemes.
Yeah.
And more happened when Easton Stick came in, but Broncos defense did a great job.
That was the McMillan play, right? Where he got that trifecta that they overturned for some reason that passed me by. But McMillan comes in completely unblocked, nails Easton Stick, forces the fumble, scoops the ball up, scores. Like, amazing play by McMillan. And then they're like, no, his hand was coming forward.
Oh, they called that incomplete?
Yeah. They're like, well, sort of. I mean, it was coming forward, and then the ball got knocked out of it.
Well, McMillan sacked Herbert, too, early on.
I couldn't believe that's a terrible call, in my opinion. Like, the idea is the ball has got to be coming forward, but then he knocked the ball, like he knocked the fumble out of the hand. It's like the tuck rule thing. Sure, the ball was in there, but then he literally knocked it out. It's a fumble.
Yeah.
But no.
There was a great touchdown from Russell Wilson to Cortland Sutton for 46 yards once a week.
Wilson's numbers they're going to look okay in this game, but he had a couple of absolute bombs that he got screwed by Jerry Jeudy in particular.
Two weird Jeudy plays. Were you going to describe them? Did I interrupt you?
Well, there was one where he just made a mess of it and didn't catch it, and then the second one was more like that DJ Chark play we talked about, 7 hours or so ago, where like you need to come down with it. Like, it's probably not a drop. It's, you can call it a couple of different things, but like a good top end receiver comes down with that consistently.
The 45-yarder along the sideline?
Yeah.
Because that one, he was running a go, and Russ just kind of was like, hey, there's a lot of space here. I'm just going to throw it out toward the sideline. It was kind of a scramble drill-ish adjustment. And Jeudy just, didn't catch it. And then he just didn't keep his feet in bounds in the end zone.
Yes.
That was bad.
So Russell Wilson had several big plays that didn't count because Jerry Jeudy wasn't able to come up with the football, was my overall point there.
No, I agree. I second that one. He also had an interception. That was an interception, right? Michael Davis, when he just took the ball away from Marvin Mims. That was a great play by Davis. That was Russell's one interception. Michael Davis just kind of stole it from Mims on the ground. So, yeah, the stat line wasn't as good as it could have been for Russell Wilson. Other than that, I credit the Broncos defense. I have a few other notes off of that. There was also, to set up the Broncos' first score, Justin Herbert has a batted pass go up. Jonathan Cooper intercepts it like the 4-yard line that set up the Broncos' first touchdown. It's another just like freaky weird play. Good play by Denver, but again, I always say when the pass gets batted, 98% of the time the ball hits the ground. This one landed in Jonathan Cooper's hands and set up the Broncos' first 3-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, they were making the point on the broadcast that for a guy that's 6'6", Herbert gets the ball batted a lot. And this was one of those plays where you're like, okay, generally speaking, batted passes are kind of unlucky. But this was one where like the guy was right in your face the whole way.
He tried to throw it through him.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened. He looked, there was a guy crossing in behind the line of scrimmage. You sort of, you're looking beyond the pass rush to that open layer of the defense trying to find a receiver, and it's there, but the guy is right in front of you. You have to be aware that what I'm attempting to do right now is to throw the football through a body, and that's just not going to happen. So there is a degree to which Herbert does seem to be the architect of his own demise sometimes.
But batted passes, again, have nothing to do with height.
It being an interception is unlucky.
That's unlucky, right? But he's still trying to...
Yeah, but yes, at some point, the volume of which you are allowing that to happen is kind of on you. Sure, what happens to that ball once it gets batted by the defender is down to luck. But if you keep throwing the ball at the helmet of defensive linemen that are right in front of you, that's going to lead to more interceptions than other people.
This particular play was what you described, but overall, batted passes are mostly a product not of height. Arm angle is one of them, but it's about where you're throwing the ball. When you throw the ball short over the ball, the middle of the field, you're going to have more batted passes. And Herbert has historically thrown the ball short a lot, right? So he has a lot more batted passes. It's not a height thing. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you see Baker Mayfield just, too short, gets batted. But most of the time, when you throw short over the middle, the trajectory's lower, it's easier to bat.
It's also more, I think where it's a height, where height factors into that kind of thing is you simply lose vision in the pocket and therefore start throwing the ball into weird places or in weird circumstances. And that's how it starts getting batted away. When you're 6'6", you should have a pretty good bird's eye view of what's happening behind the pass rush and therefore be able to maneuver to get rid of the ball. That's where it would be a factor, as opposed to simply you are 6 inches shorter, therefore it's coming in right at defenders. That's not how it functions in my eyes. This apparently was the first division road win for Denver since 2019.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty bad.
Right?
Good for the Broncos, who are now 7-6.
Along with everybody else.
And one game out of first place behind the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
So, ranking the 7-6 teams for the 12th time here today. Steelers, Colts, Texans, Broncos, Bengals, Bills. That's the current. The Broncos win the tiebreak over Cincinnati based off best win percentage in conference games, and they win the tiebreak over Buffalo based on the head-to-head sweep. 1-0. So that's where the Broncos are right now. 7-6, one game out of first place. Amazing turnaround by this defense compared to where they were earlier in the year. Full credit across the board.